All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on. We're going to dive right in. Had a little bit of slow start here, uh, but we're going to make a fast. We're going to make fast progress. Um, and first of all, I want to genuinely say I am so grateful for all of you that are willing to get out there and get outside the walls. You will not be sad. You will be happy campers when you get done at the booth. I literally will guarantee it, unless I don't know. I'd have a hard time believing you won't come back rejoicing like the disciples. So um, I want to try to just move right through this, and I'd like to start a number of these first things we're going to look at actually apply to all of us, and but there are a few things that are specific for those that will be praying for people, and then a few other specifics for those of you that will be managing the water, handing out bottles of water, and doing our utmost to uh, get people to fill out a little survey form. In one sense, that I just want to say this right now, whoever ends up doing that, that is not some throwaway job. Oh, yeah, I'm just here. We want to gather email addresses. We want to have them interact with that little form. That could end up putting us in touch with people that end up coming to the well. Their life gets remodeled, changed. They've, you have no idea who you're handing a bottle of water to. It could be Billy Graham too, or, the Apostle Paul. So that's not just some, yeah, I'm kind of like the janitor. It's a very important thing. So, first of all, everyone who comes to this booth, please greet them with a big, genuine smile. Not a cheesy, like the bad waitress that from the second she shows up, she has a big fake smile and she's going to do everything she can to get a big tip. I'm not talking about that. Just such a warm, genuine, I am so glad you're here. That's what my face is saying to them. And I know some of these things may seem very basic, but I promise you, once you're there, and I'm going to send this little set of notes and maybe even add to it, I'll get it out to all of you. And please look at it right before you start your block of time there. Don't come across too eager, like somebody's coming up and, you walk into the clothes store, retail store at the mall, and here comes, sticky sales guy. Hi, can I help you? Like, no, I'm just looking. So don't overwhelm them, but warm. And I don't know how else to say this except just relax and maybe just slow everything down just a little bit. And I want to try to give you a word description. If you can keep energy and friendly passion, you're happy to talk to them, but it's not hurried and a little jittery. It's just you're just natural. Please introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Robin. What can I ask your name? Hi, I'm Jamie. Could I ask your name? Um, like if I'm a guy, I wouldn't necessarily reach out to try to shake a lady's hand. If it's a guy and you can kind of tell he's almost half reaching, great, but try to be sensitive to body language. If a guy's like this, don't try to reach out and get him to shake your hand. Um, this may sound cheesy to some of you, but it's a big deal. As they're walking up, try to look at them and in a moment, try to see something that you can give them a compliment about. Boy, I really like those shoes. Where did you get those? Oh man, that's a great t-shirt. That's hilarious. Or I mean, it could be as little as, wow, you know what? I just want to compliment you. The way you walked up here was so confident. That was great. Some people are so shy. In other words, when was the last time you got a compliment and you were like, ugh, I've had so many of those. I'm just so tired of compliments. Everybody loves to be complimented. I had a skin doctor, dermatologist, brilliant Jewish guy, good looking, smart as could be, highly recognized in his field. Every time I came, Jamie, those are amazing shoes. I love those. Um, you know, um, please don't do what my brother David did to a waitress one time. He said, "Oh, I just love your eyes. You got the most beautiful eyes, especially the green one." Uh, that's probably can be left aside. We were all single, don't worry. It's like four guys. She did not like it and let him know. Um, you can, and if you can't look at them and see something to compliment, this is a Scott Hoyk secret. Man, is it a beautiful day or what? Man, isn't it just amazing out today? Just try to find some little positive thing because that starts everything on an upswing instead of, hi, hey, how are you doing? Um, isn't Sumner a great little town? Man, I love this town. Okay, so you can do whatever's natural kind of to you. Once you are talking to them, I want to give you one of the most expensive, worthwhile secrets anybody will ever give you. If you want people to like you, bond with you, and go away thinking you're amazing. I learned something in sales. The more you let someone talk about themselves, the more fascinating you become. And so here's what I would encourage you as you're just in that initial talking, or let's say they want prayer about something, and then you maybe just ask a question or something, and man, you get a reaction. Short little questions get long answers. Let me just give you an example. Let's say, Doug, can we role play 1 second? Let's just say you have come up for prayer. And so, Doug, can I ask you what is it that you'd like us to pray for you today about? Just role play with me.
Well, I don't know. I just thought you guys are offering free prayer, and I've got needs in my life, and I just thought that I'm role playing the guy that's hard to get to open up, right? But he's obviously seeking needs. But
Maybe
I
okay.
just or I could be, man, my back has really been killing me lately. I just would really love prayer for that. Could go either way.
So has this been going on for a while? Okay. So in
Yeah.
other words, okay, let's say you're in that flow, and then let's just say I say something like, um, um, so I'm just trying to think of a. Let's say we've touched a nerve. This is kind of what I'm saying, and let's say, like he says, what are you guys anyway? Are you part of some church? Then here's a short question that could help you. I'm just curious. I felt a lot of emotion when you said that. Can I ask you why? What makes you say that? What makes you feel that way? But if you ask someone long, complicated questions and it goes, they're going to give you a short answer. And so, in this, we need to find out quickly about where people are at. If you can try to, what, what, what brought up so much emotion right then, John? Little short questions will force them to tell you things. They'll have to reveal things about themselves. So that's something I would, and a couple of questions right up front lets them know you care about them. Do you live here in Sumner or somewhere else? Just uh, don't just, hey, do you have something you want to pray about today? It's like, yeah, I did, but I think I'll keep going here. Um, I think this goes without saying. I believe we're more than mature enough, but I'm going to say it anyway. When we're out on the street, if someone's letting you pray with them, you do not need to, God, we just, in fact, they may even close their eyes, but if their eyes are open, you can keep your eyes wide open. Father, I'm so glad that Susan stopped here today. And you, to the people 10 feet away, it looks like you're still having a conversation. I thank you, God, that you love her more than you can just pray. And that doesn't mean you can't have some passion underneath it, expression, but it does not need to be loud. And again, I think all of us know that. Um, one other thing that's really important, and I don't mean being weird, but most of us are too polite, too, um, you know, feel free. You're only going to have a little time with them there. Feel free to go right to the heart. Go right in with love, get right into their life. And I'm so glad you came here. But, just be free to dive in, and you don't have to spend 8 minutes warming up because you may not have more than a little bit of time. And this is going to be one of the challenges, I think, I hope anyway. If someone you sense they are so open, willing, and maybe they've got a lot of issues, and you feel like, hey, listen, guys, I'm out of here. I'm going to take Tim. We're going to spend the next hour together. You just can't do that. So if you find someone exceptionally open, but you look over and there's a couple of people standing there, they're not going to stand there very long. So ask them, Tim, listen, can I please, I promise I'm not going to stalk you. And this is so important. Ask them for their phone number. Don't cop out and just go, here, can I give you my number? They're going to be way too afraid to call you. Try to get theirs. If they won't, say, Tim, let me at least give you my phone number. Now, if it's a situation where you're a guy and you're talking to a lady, I wouldn't ask for a phone number. But I would say, I hope you can understand this, but would you feel comfortable to give me your email? I'm not going to bomb you with, but I'd love to send you a couple of things. We just don't have much time here. And I would love to talk to you more about your marriage and divorce. My wife and or I know there are 2 or 3 ladies that, or I know there's a lady that would love to connect with you. She's going to be careful with you, not going to be weird. In other words, do all you can to get contact information. Don't just let them slip away if you feel there's an openness. And the other side of that coin is you probably could get someone that is there who's going to be a time waster, argumentative. Um, no, I don't believe in speaking in tongues. Do you guys speak in tongues? And they're going to want to sit there and argue. Don't do it. Just say, Tom, man, I appreciate your passion. Could I get your phone number? And if a guy like that, I don't know that I'd want to even give him my phone number. I'd give him maybe uh, a bogus email, but no, I mean, I'm kidding. But um, the best I would do is give him a bogus email, or I mean, give him my email because you can block them. But I think you know what I mean. Don't let someone get you tied up when there's people waiting there. It's a tightrope walk. Now, we've never done this with a sign that says free prayer or Bible answer stand. All we've had before was thirsty, free water, and we gave away 850 bottles of water. So I don't know what free prayer will be as a filter to make people not come up or Bible answer stand. But we are going to have our free frosty cold water sign, and we'll have coolers. So I believe there'll be a lot of people that will come up. So it's that time thing that's difficult. You're going to sometimes, I think, if it's like other years, you could have 6 people standing there asking questions, and they want to talk about the well. We've been looking for a church, and what are you going to do? And so I don't mean this lightly, but pray between now and this weekend. God, give me wisdom. God, direct this weekend. Bring people that are really hungry when no one else is there. Help us to have supernatural wisdom to manage the time that we have here. Let me transition real quick to those who are going to be passing out water. Again, friendly smile, not pushy, but a bit persistent, not weird, not rude, but and I'm going to write up a little script. I kind of got waylaid here today for what I thought my schedule was going to be, but I'm going to try to sit down tonight and write up a little script or tomorrow, and I'll email it to all of you of you want to greet them if they're coming over to where the water is, and friendly, hi there, hey, my name is Jamie. Can I ask your name? Same thing, friendly. And one thing, I know Scott Hoyk is a master of this, and I've found you can get away with have fun with people too. Don't be stiff. Just tell yourself, I'm going to have a good time when I'm here. This is going to be great. Come on. Are you kidding? I mean, I just start kind of playing with them, and or if there's one guy that looks really tough and there's another little guy, just like, hey, you better watch out, man. What was your name? Scott looks like he may push you out of the way for this water, man. I don't know. Just be yourself. People appreciate that. What we want is, and this is the general message. We want to find ways to help our community. There are a lot of needs right now. And we've got just this little form, literally about 1 minute to fill it out. Could I ask a favor to just have you take a minute, because you're giving them a free bottle of water. And by the way, at least the other years, people were charging $1 or $1.50 for a bottle of water. We're giving them a free cold water. So we've got just these 3 categories here. Would you mind just taking a look, and if there's one of these you think that you might even be interested in, or you think, could you just check that? And if you would you mind just throwing down your email there? We're not going to stalk you. We're not going to chase you, but we'd love to let you know if we're having a marriage seminar, if we're having, whatever is on the card. And by the way, here at the bottom, and I think this is, I thought of this kind of the last minute, our first one. We've got a little space here. If you've got any ideas of things you think are,
I'll just say we're waiting for him to come back, and hopefully it'll be soon. But I know he's going to work on a script, which is great. But I know for some of us, a script starts to sound like a lot of words that we have to think about. So, a very simple question. I put it in the chat. Would you be willing to fill out a very short survey? That's it. Of course, you just say like, "Hey, happen to handle or great to see you today. Here's the water. Would you be willing to fill out a very short survey?" And that just gets the ball rolling. That's hopefully not the end of the conversation, but that can be a way to get it started.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, let's pause here for a minute. Do you guys have questions? I know I gave you a fire hose there, and we'll be done here in just a few minutes, but questions, comments, thoughts, anything?
Does everyone know where we're going to be?
Kathy, could you go through a little bit of that practical stuff real quick?
Yep. The first thing, we're going to have a digital and a printed version of this survey that Pastor was talking about. So it's just going to ask a few questions here. So we're going to have one a QR code that they can scan to see it, and then a printed copy that they could fill out. And then
Kathy, can you just read those questions real quick, just so we can all hear them?
the topic is, how can we better serve our community? We'd love your thoughts or your feedback. So the topics are marriage enrichment, parenting classes, financial budgeting, grief support, Bible discussion. Then we ask, what's the best way to notify you, text or email? And then ask, would they prefer to attend a one-time workshop, weekly classes, monthly gatherings, or like a Zoom? And then down here, it asks for their name, phone, and email. This is a physical copy, basically. We're going to print it out and have a stack over on the table. This is a QR code that's going to be large and put in a plexiglass holder and there. And when they scan it, it'll go to that survey.
Can I just explain real quick? You are going to have people say, you know what, I'm really in a hurry. And then you could just say, hey, would you mind just snapping a picture of the QR code, and when you get home or sometime, maybe you can fill it out. That'd be great.
Yeah, and I understand that when they hand out the flyer, that the QR code is going to be on that. Deb and Sybil are working on that right now, so they could do it later by taking the bulletin with them and scanning it. So our booth is going to be on this yellow line. So this is Main Street, and this is Alder. So at least we can't load in until Friday night at 5:30, and that's when they're going to tell us our booth number, but we do know at least this much.
Just for what it's worth, I think that's a very good spot. If you're not on Main Street, that's better than being on the secondary street, which we were last time. So I'm pretty happy about that. We do any questions at all, please. If there's anything like you're unclear or anything at all, please fire away.
One final thing I was going to mention is that Tia Roberts with the Vine Revival is going to come by and have some handouts for us too, just so that because we, are supporting them with hosting their prayer meetings. And last year we had a booth, right, where we were giving out water. So
yeah, so there will be a person who is designated as sort of answering some questions, Bible answer questions, and another person who's more along the lines of prayer. Is that going to be like you're standing there with a sign in front of you that has to do with one of those two things?
I'm sorry, Robin, I did not explain that well at all. We are going to, most of the time, it's going to say free prayer. We're only going to have one banner at a time, but we're going to do 1 4-hour block of Bible answer stand on Saturday, noon to 4. All the other times, it'll only say free prayer. So there's not enough room in the booth to do both. I'd love to, but it just...
You mean signage wise, there's not enough room? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
I was kind of excited
if
about
you think of it this way, Well, I know. I would love to.
Okay.
Here's the challenge. The booth is 10 feet wide. The signs are 5 feet wide and 6 feet, and we have to be giving out water. Got to be some, one or two people up in front at a table as people come up. And then we're going to have another table L-shaped on one side of the tent. So if somebody wants prayer, we're going to try to direct them over to the side for prayer. And so trying to do Bible answer stand prayer at the same time, I think it would be a nightmare. I'd love to, but I don't think there's a way we can do it.
Okay.
I suppose we could put a sign, Bible answers in the alley behind us. They have to go back behind the booth to get Bible answers.
Right.
Anyway, it's a good experiment, and I think this will tell us a lot about whether people will respond to these two ideas, free prayer, Bible answer stand. Any other questions, comments? We're about ready to wrap up.
Pastor, I think it might be helpful. I don't know, Kathy, if you've got it, I've got it. But the full schedule for folks, so everybody can kind of see where they're fitting in the overall scheme of the schedule.
Yeah, I showed it before you were on.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'm
Show it
wondering.
again.
Yeah, show it again. I apologize for being late. And I've noted as I've got it filled out, it shows. Oh yeah, good. You've got everybody. We do have one gap left, and I don't know if there's anyone that's on here because you were all already volunteering for a spot. But we really, that very first slot on Saturday morning, we'd like to have a third person join Patrick and Jean. I will confess, if there is no one else, it may end up being me taking a second shift. Jamie, Don, and Jeff are all doing 4 hours. Of course, for me, it'd be split, but I'd be willing to do that. But it'd be great if there's anyone else that felt like they could come in at 10 o'clock on Saturday and be there with Patrick and Jean.
Yeah, and I will say this, one way or the other, we are going to have a third person. We could really have 4 people in there if it's anything like it's been in the past, but we really, one way or the other, Doug, we will find someone that can be there with them. And if we have to send this recording, no worries. But if there's somebody on here, that's great too.
Yeah, Kathy's going to edit the recording, she said. But yeah, and please do scrape the bottom of the barrel if you would. I didn't say that right, but you know what I mean. But if you find nobody, then I'll take it. I'd rather not have to drive back and forth twice on Saturday after doing Friday setup. But I will if I have to.
I'm confident we can find someone else, but I will do my very best. I commit to that.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Anything else? Last thing, this is probably the most important thing we'll say tonight. I cannot even tell you how important this is. Between now and Saturday, spend a little bit of time praying about one thing. Try to get yourself off the screen of your mind. Try to move yourself, like, how am I going to come across what? And if I found this has helped me in preaching more than almost anything else, especially if I can't seem to get a hold of a message, I'll just start saying, Lord, show me the faces of the people in our church. Show me, what is he going through? Is this sermon going to do anything for him? What about, Conchita? What about Robin? Stacy and Bob? What about, that person that sits way in the back? And so I'm urging you, if you can just start praying and saying, Lord, help me to just dismiss myself and start getting full of the people that are going to come up. They get up every morning lost, perplexed. They're heading for a divorce. They don't care if I'm cool or not. They're desperate. So if we can accomplish that, I think we'll see fantastic things. And so I just want to encourage you with that.
Pastor Jamie, that was fantastic. And it reminded me of the word that I kind of felt I got from the Lord at the men's prayer meeting yesterday, if I could share that. That
Yes, please.
we are out there, and what we are looking for and what you can pray for is that there are people right now, they may be saved, they may not be saved, but they are wandering in the desert. And we're looking for those people who are wandering in the desert to find the well. And I know that's cute, but that's the way I got it from the Lord. And I think there's something poignant there. They're not looking for John Glover or Robin Anderson or Mary McInnes or any of the rest of us or Doug Dibley. They're wandering in the desert and they're looking for that well. And we want to be that well for them.
And Paul said, we're ambassadors, and that when we speak, it's as if God is speaking through us to them. And so look at it as an adventure. Don't let your mind go, what's it going to be like? I'm just telling you, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Okay, last chance. Questions, comments, rebukes.
Do
I
we know
have
what
some
parking's
rebukes for
gonna be like?
everybody. Sorry. Sorry. Good, John.
Do we know what parking's going to be like?
You can park in the well parking lot. It's only 2 blocks to walk, but it gets pretty intense if you're coming in the afternoon. You can certainly park here. There is that big parking lot. There's people coming and going, but it'll only, like from the church here, it's only about 2 blocks, 2.5, I guess.
It's like 3.5. Oh, it's an easy
okay.
walk. But yeah,
Yeah.
park at the well. That's what I
You
recommend.
can certainly cruise, and you might find one. So I don't think there's any particular like secrets. Rhubarb, it attracts a lot of people, and so just try to come 15 minutes early. And that is one thing I forgot. If you can come like 15 minutes early, just stand off to the side and kind of watch the people that have been there for an hour and 45 minutes, and it'll kind of get you into the flow a little bit. One other thing, if there's 2 of you there and there's a really kind of a lull and only one person comes up, I think it's much better to let one person work with that person, unless you really have a great synergy, but you don't want to have competing voices coming at someone if you can help it. But if you can both really synchronize well, and there's a little added, but try not to interrupt each other if you're both available and there's only one person there. Don't cut in on each other. That gets real confusing for a person.
Is there going to be a place? Should we bring our own thing to sit on if we need like standing for 2 hours?
We're going to bring those 2 rubber mats that are behind the welcome desk, so there's comfort for the feet. And I think we'll bring those 2 stools that are kind of high that people could sit on. And yeah, we will have some relief chairs there. I hope you never get to sit down while you're there, but
although in Robin's case, we may make an exception. And
of
Pastor,
course.
I think we talked yesterday that we're going also some of the people that we minister to might be, dead on their feet or whatever, might need to sit for a minute. So maybe it would be worth having 2 camp chairs. I'm going to bring 2 down myself. So in addition to the 2 stools, but the guidance would be on the stools as much as you can be to be up and visible. But the camp chairs are there for the 3rd person to take a break, or if we have someone who we're ministering to that needs a break, that they'll have a place to sit.
Hey, Doug, not to get way down in the weeds, but are they kind of nice square camping chairs, not those like saggy ones that are uncomfortable, are they?
Well, they're comfortable for
Because we
me,
we can
uh, but if you've got others that are great, then great.
well, I know they make really comfortable those square ones that are very comfortable. We have three that are not very comfortable. They're they
Oh,
just kind of pull you
I
down.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah, these are not those. These are the square ones, right? Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh no, that should be fine. And we'll try to bring those stools and bring some pads for seat and back. Hopefully, we'll try to make them as comfortable as we can.
So we'll be done at 4, and then what happens to the breakdown of the booth?
We will have someone else who's in charge of, you can walk away, I believe. Now, maybe Doug or somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know that I thought we were going to have each night, even if we don't have it right now, try to create a little team of a couple of guys. On Saturday night, we'll leave most of the things there. We don't want to leave valuable things. And I'm kind of going back and forth about the coolers. I think the last time we took them home, or maybe we left them,
Yeah.
or maybe we left them under a tarp. But we don't want to leave it, valuable stuff. But they do have volunteers, kind of volunteer security, staying there all
Okay.
night, wandering around. So
Yeah. So what Doug or Jenny and I are finishing up along with John on Saturday night. So I'll communicate with Mary if we took anything to the church that she would need to grab Sunday morning. So unfortunately, it's not a very long walk. We might even have a cart. We've got a little cart we could use. So, but for Sunday afternoon, yeah, Pastor, we haven't really established any volunteers. I'm going to be dead by then, so I may not be able to volunteer
no, don't.
to clean up.
No, I
But yeah,
think we can.
find somebody.
Maybe what we can do is try to, if
Chris.
worst case, maybe try to snag some volunteers during the service. But I was thinking maybe we could get a couple of guys to come down at 9 a.m. I don't really want Mary having to carry stuff or try to figure it out. Maybe we can get a couple of guys to come a little early and get stuff back there if needed. But
Yeah, it'd be
I don't
great
think
if they plan to get there at like 3:45 and be ready to break down right at 4. Yeah.
Okay, well, these are things that we'll do our very best, but
And you can even talk
hopefully,
to Bob Glasby because he's going to be there. For Robin's sake, I think we should be able to let Robin go right at 4. But Bob might be willing to hang out and help break down. You could ask him. So,
well, yeah,
along
we
with
will
whoever.
see. I think we can get, um, I think we can figure it out, but we don't want to forget about it. That's for sure. But I just assume the people that were doing the spiritual labor don't have to do the physical. So we'll try to get the physical volunteers if we can.
It would be nice because, like, I know that the worship team people, like Bob, me, will have been going since early in the morning, and
Yeah,
Oh,
you know,
that's
I
true,
don't think
Bob. That's right. He may be
yeah,
ready to go
and
too.
he has a 2-hour drive back home.
Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, it's only
I
90
wasn't going to
minutes.
say it, but
So,
I think we'll get some locals that can just zip down that live within 10, 15 minutes. And I think we can get it worked out. Anything else we're forgetting, or we'll let you go? Thank you again for the time.
We're gonna
Hope that,
are we standing in the sun?
no, you'll be under
Oh,
the canopy.
we got a
okay,
nice
canopy.
canopy. Yep.
All right, good.
And Pastor, I'm going to be down there tomorrow about 2 o'clock. And the reason I'm coming down that early is because I'm also making sure that the brick is ready for the animals when they show up to set up for Saturday. So I'll be pre-staging starting about 2. But
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to,
just
let me
FYI.
ask this. If I haven't gotten that canopy down, could you and I do it right at 2 and I get it out of there?
Yes, sir. I'll be
Okay,
there
I'll,
too. And if you haven't got it down, join me and we'll get it. Yep.
I'll try to get James or Jackson to help me just get it out of their period, but if not, I can come over it too. All right, you guys, thank you. Look forward to it. I hope we come back after Sunday with songs of rejoicing. You guys take care.